Hello there, and how are we? I hope you're in good company and that you're well. I know the football probably hasn't gone down too well, but let me just cheer you up with some joy. I was meant to come in sooner. It hasn't worked, but and nothing really truly does until you give it a go. I am Rasko, your solo host tonight, as Disco, well, I don't know where Disco is. And I will be going through a number of things over the next, well, hour-ish. If you'd like to drop me a comment and see how I'm doing and what I'm planning to do, that would be great. Um, Over to you, I guess, or not? Actually, let's cut that out. Although I was actually quite enjoying that. So this is a new book I have. It's called "What's in London pub names: the story behind 650 names of London pubs." I got it at the London Museum last week. It's last week when it was open. Um, but before I get into that, I shall be having a beer. And the beer is the Mash Ship by Cloudwater. Have you heard of them? And Verdant, Alien V13, a dipper inspired by Alien and Dipper 13. Oh, it's 8%. The mashup is a project brought to you by Cloudwater, inspired by our love of musical mashups. It sees eight of the UK's best breweries pair up. Oh, it's a mass collaboration. We should have done a video on this now. Oh, this would do. Up to create a collaboration based on some of the best loved recipes, each accompanied by a uh, a joint playlist. Verdant and Cloudwater and Boundaries in Queer Brew. No, you're not a medley, wait. Northern Brew, I believe, and Beak and Overtone, and another one I can't see because I literally cannot see. Oh, hello, Sam. How you doing? Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. Anyway, I'm not sure everyone will get that. Anyway, I'm going to drink this. I'm going to talk about the book, and I'm going to talk about some more BrewDog controversy. I mean, it literally is something they excel in. I think I'm reading one of James Watt's books at the moment. I've been reading for way too long, and I'll do a video on that. And it just seems they should write a book on controversy. Come to think about it, their current book, that book I am reading, is a lot about controversy and just being loud and being out there and making sure everyone can hear you rather than producing something decent and consistently producing that. But no, you like media and marketing. Ooh. Now, for some reason in the stash, I thought this was some sort of porter drink, and I would love a porter after the week I've had. But I've not had a great week. Sam, if you're still watching, I hope you're still watching, tell me about your week. What are you drinking? Are you drinking? Do you like the drink? I think you do. This smells gorgeous. And look at that lovely colour, if my camera is doing it any credit. It's made by two giants in UK brewing, and they're living up to their name. They're earning their money with this one. My God. I wasn't planning to do much, but man, this is gorgeous. Hey, Windows reviews. Thomas, hello, pal. How are you? Like and share. Do all that biz jazz. How are you? What are you doing? Are you drinking? How are you fine? You keeping well? How's Ireland? No, I've never been to Ireland. I'm ashamed of that. Anyway, moving on. This beer, I mean, it is, to use that word. Sorry, I gave it away. That word that is so often used in beer reviews so much. Balance. It is so balanced with its bitterness and its fresh fruitness that they're not competing. They're like holding hands and strolling along a nice country meadow and giving you absolute bliss and joy. Anyway, I'm digressing from one subject, the football. If you'd like to hear my thoughts and opinions, please let me know. If you don't, well, tough, it's my channel. I'm drinking a haze that tastes like a pina colada. Ooh, it's out of my fave Aussie brewing Christmas box. Ooh, do tell. Drop us a link. Tell me more. I know nothing about Aussie beers. And I'm curious to know what's going on over there. Well, down under. Surviving? You're surviving. Hey, surviving is progress. I'm surviving as well. And believe me, every day I do survive, I'm happier for it. Doesn't it feel like you're just moving from one chaotic event to the next? Who knows? And Sam, again, I've got severe palate fatigue from hazies. Oh, yep, fair enough. So was hoping for something else. I've got something else, mate. This is from old UK brewing company called St Austell in the UK. Brad Rabbit and Abbey Triple. So it's like a Belgian beer. This is an old traditional English brewery doing something. I believe it's in Belgium. Like, I'm not a beer expert. I'm a beer enthusiast. If you want a beer expert, you're in the wrong place. So I'll be getting to that. But yes, I don't have any porter or stout. Oh, I'd love one right now. First beer I had was stout and was tasted like Christmas pudding. Very true. I hope you enjoyed it. I love a bit Christmas pudding. I'm the only one in my house who does, so I have to buy these reduced sized ones now because it's literally only me who's going to be eating it. I even like to pour a bit of brandy or whiskey on it and light it up. I won't be doing that this year. And that's that. This is going down very well. So, did anyone watch the football? Does anyone want to know about the football? Shall I talk about Brewdog controversy or the football? 3, 2, 1. Let's go with Brewdog. So, Brewdog, in their much lack of wisdom, Brewdog fruity beer ad banned over 5 a day claims. So they're claiming that beer, Hazy Jane Guava, fulfills one of your 5 a day fitness, protein, fitness, vitamin requirements. And it's apparently not true. Who would have thought? Who would have thought after every bit of controversy has come out, they're still bullshitting to sell their beer? I'm sorry, I'm going to get sued. I really am. But what else can you call it? They're making up stuff to sell beer. And you just think, come on, guys. You think, you wouldn't do that after a while? Hey, who knows? And hang on, if I read this correctly, Brewdog controversy, some campaigns backfired. Last month, they was heavily criticised for launching an anti-sponsorship World Cup campaign while continuing to show matches at their bars. Well, there you go. You either stand by something or you don't. And here's my thoughts and opinion on the World Cup. 12 years ago, everyone was shocked and floored. I remember the reports in the UK saying, it looks like we're going to win. We might win it. We might win it. And yes, lo and behold, no, we didn't. David Beckham tweeted, I remember, you got more chance of the World Cup 2024 or next World Cups after Qatar and Russia happening in Narnia and Mordor. Well, it might happen. In all honesty, I'm not a big football holic. I like the game, but I'm not full out and people say that's because I support QPR. That's not why. I have trouble relating to the game completely. I didn't mind it being in a country it's never been in. I didn't mind it being in a country that it's not necessarily the first game they play. It's a world event after all, but it perhaps stank of corruption. FIFA does stink of corruption, and I think it's time for people to accept, finally, football is not a working man's game. Oh, hang on. I watched some football. I was really hoping you guys would get up. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Appreciate that. Brewdog just opened a brew house near here in Melbourne. I'm surprised they've just done it. It's an old prison. Oh, I'll check it out. Check it out. Let us know what you think. I don't check them out. I went to the biggest one they've opened in UK, which is massive, down in Waterloo, and was like, oh, it's massive, and it only has 28 taps. But if I go to a much smaller place, only down the road, the Waterloo Tap, which I've done videos at, you can get the same amount of beer, and it tastes better. And it's a variety of breweries, where Brewdog have 28 lines, and 2 of them are not Brewdog. So go figure. You have a workmate who supports QPR. He's a good person. Did he live in England? Because QPR are based in West London, and a lot of Aussies and Kiwis used to live just around Loftus Road. So let me know. Anyway, so I have no problem with it being the World Cup being in Qatar. I think it stinks of corruption because FIFA is a corrupt organisation. Sepp Blatter has proved that with multiple arrests and all that stuff. But it's just more to the point that the game at that tier is not a working man's game. It is a sporting multi-million billion business, and people should just accept that. Once you accept that, you can accept the truth and then move on. And you might be able to change things if you want to change things, or just be happy with the fact you just accepted that it's not a working man's game. No, he's an Italian Aussie. Well, interesting. He supports QPR. That's an interesting story. Yeah. But saying that, this World Cup has been full of shocks and surprises. One, Morocco, I never thought they would win that, but they did. Poor old Ronaldo. I'm not lot. Well, anyway, I'm moving on from that. And so it's been a decent competition in a country which has mirrored with controversy with human rights. Well, it's not the first time World Cup's done that. It won't be the last time. It's done that many times before. A country which isn't a democracy, well, it's not the first time it's done that. And I doubt it'll be the last. And I don't agree with what they do, but it's there. It's there because it's a business. Let's just not kid yourself. It's there because it's for money, not the spread liberal thoughts and democracy. Competition is great. It's very enjoyable. And there you go. England are out because the defence is poor. Great attacking, but the defence is poor. We've known that for 4 years, and we can't do anything about it. It's a shame. But I respect any player who put on a shirt and did their best. Fair play. It was an entertaining game. Not a shocking game. Not amazing, but entertaining. Yeah. I move on. What am I moving on to? My banner has not come up. I just put this bloody banner up. That flight. I don't want to do that. How does it? I'm just going to mess around with this until I get this right. I'm not. Current. No. Hide. I am just going to not keep that. I'm just going to. Chapter 5, Flying Solo. Yeah. Some of you may be wondering, where the fuck is Disco? Or some of you might be saying, I'm glad Disco's not here. I don't know where Disco is. He did not tell me. But I shall be reading some of this from the book. I'm not here for very long, only a bit more. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, feelings about the World Cup, about anything. Beer? Have you drank anything interesting lately? Are you planning to drink anything nice recently? What is your favourite beer in Australia, Sam? Thomas, what is your favourite beer in Ireland? What's the state of Irish football or rugby? Let me know. I'm Rasko, your host tonight, here to cheer you up or make you think life is not that important. Well, I hope not. This is getting better and better. Again, flavors not wrestling each other. It is just total bliss and harmony. If you know London at all, let me know. I will look up the pub name and why it is called that pub, uh, and go for it. Landed on one, a good old one. The Euston Tap in northish, centre-ish London. Euston Tap, 190 Euston Road, named after a main line station that sits behind Euston, sits in two old gatehouses that are the last remnants of the original station. Oh, yeah, that makes sense looking at it because it is like two little stone huts there. Well, outside in front of it. Euston comes from the seat of the Duke of Gulf Crafton, Euston Hall in Suffolk, and is owned by the land adjunct to the station. That's interesting. Ooh, Sam, you give me lots to talk about. Sam. Mountains, culture, banks, and range. They are the three favourite Aussie breweries. Thank you. I will try to remember that and look them up. I found I'll do a little search on one. Mountain culture. Culture. Ooh, in the Blue Mountains, of course. Now, I'm assuming that Australia being a big country, it is. You're only getting beers in your regional area because beer doesn't really travel well. But you do get the same in the UK. We don't get that. We do get some beers from the north, but they tend to have a bit of weight behind them to get them over here. Range have recently done a collab with Track. Oh, Daya. Oh, I think I've heard of them. That's sarcasm. And Beak. Well, good old Beak. They are literally everywhere. May that continue because every time I look, a brewery is going bankrupt over here. Twisted Wheel was recently gone, and that's a damn shame. But the setup of Twisted Wheel was difficult because they started in the beginning of 2020 and they've been fighting for survival. Are thrown in the towel, sadly. And I think only more will come. If you go back to the live I did with John, it was a bit bleak of the assessments, but we're all going to have to fight. Online sales are popular amongst our crafties. Pretty much the same here because, it's the best way to get your hands on beer from God knows where. And you usually get suppliers who will sort you out. Doesn't beat a good bar, though. Oh, I miss going to the pub. I'm not going to the pub because, like I said last week, my entire world almost came crashing down. I didn't. I survived. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to pick a random spot in the book. This is turning out to be one of my favourite beer books. I think I'll do some beer. Oh, the John Snow in Soho. I used to pop in there when I used to work in Soho about 15 years ago. John Snow is the father of the epidemiologist. In 1854, he worked out the cholera outbreak in Soho and came from a particular water pump on the streets where the pub is now located and convinced the authorities to close up the pumps. This stopped the outbreak, disproving the existence of theories that cholera had spread through the air, but in fact through the water supply. He had led the way to anesthesias and famously giving chloroform to Queen Victoria while she was giving birth. Ooh. What's my favourite local brewery to you, Rasko? Oh dear. And do I have a favourite local pub or bar? Mate, there isn't enough internet data space width span, whatever you want to call it, or you know what I mean, in the universe for me to get into that. But I am. Okay, so favorite brewery, I don't know. I don't want to know because if I had one, I would just probably just drink it. I just want to continue discovering. I've got the flavors of the month. Oh, the one that sticks out is Titanic. I love Plum Porter, what they do. I really like Wash and Spatch and Hob Day. Oh, there's an obvious one. I had to think about that. And I'm always on about them. I like them because they're more very traditional in some, and like doing old historical flavors and recipes, and makes them the best porter going. London Black is their one of the flagship drinks. Brilliant. The porter they do is great. Um, Siren, I love. You know, I really like what they do. Broken Dream on cask. That you get much cask over there is fabulous, and on keg it's very good. That's the difference. That's what I like. I don't necessarily have favorites. I have favorites at the moment. A local pub. Well, I have a list of them. One of them is the Euston Waterloo Tap. I actually prefer over the Euston Tap because they're part of the same company or whatever. The Art and Craft, which is only a 5-minute walk from me in Croydon, is a great pub. The Harp in central London is fantastic because central London is a bit of a desert for good beer, becoming less of a desert, but and getting great casks there. The Hope, if the Hope is not on one of the best pubs in the country top 10 list or top 20 at least, I don't know. I think the list is wrong. Yeah, I always on the hunt for new stuff and have a few breweries I love where I buy almost stuff. Oh, good for you. Cast doesn't really exist here. I'm not surprised, mate. It's struggling to survive here. I long may it continue. I always support it where I can, but it literally is a living, breathing thing which needs care and attention, and that comes at cost. So when I get to the UK, I'll be all over it. Please do, mate. There's a long list of breweries. The list is dwindling. I don't know if that's the same case in Oz. I hope not. I hope that something bounces back over here, but I can't see it happening anytime soon. Oh man, every drop is delish. Every single drop. What other pub? There's some old favourites, but weren't necessarily good for you know, beer. Just had some great times. One of the best pubs I can think of is the Philomath and Firkin, way back in year 2000. Oh my God, I'm showing my age. Was great rock bar. This was towards the end of the 90s. It was the I started going there in 1998 and 99, and in the 8th month of the year 2000, it closed down. It was very sad and emotional. A lot of my friends went off to university a month later, but that club was like heaven. Everyone wanted to be there. It was cool. This was the peak of culture and music, I believe. And yeah, I got but the beer was terrible. It was fucking terrible. Sounds like a good one. I'll get over, mate. Please do. If you want, I'll send you a list. Ask me for a list. I'm considering some BA Impy Stouts. Goodness, and some. Do it. Do it. Why not, mate? Do it. What's the percentage on those? Jerusalem Tavern. Oh, I don't think I've been there. John Salt. I said John Snow. I'm just going to pick a random page. Here we go. Tea. We're on tea. All right. A toucan. Oh, man. I'll tell you, Sam, you're still watching. Listen to this. This place is on the Toucan, the Irish pub in the heart of Soho. It's named after a colourful bird with long bill which was used in Guinness adverts from 1935 up until 1980. Its era includes design classics like Guinness is good for you, and there are plenty of toucans beaming you within the pub too. This pub is one of the smallest pubs. I think it's about the size of my living room, and I don't have a big living room. It is tiny, but it serves some of the best Guinness in London because it keeps going through it. People go there for Guinness, 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 and sport, and just stuff. Around 11%, a big bottle. So good night. Yes, mate. Enjoy. Irene. Yeah. But yeah, the Toucan is tiny little Irish bar in Soho. It's got a lot of character. Guinness is pretty good there because it's always been flushed, poured. So yeah, put that on your list of things to do. Story time with Rasko has a ring to it. I like it. I like that. It might be my new YouTube channel. Right, the Pocket Watch on Uxbridge Road. Hang on, I know this place. I went there a long time ago. Originally known as the British Queen, established had slightly checkered past. Most things in West London do. So in 2015, the owners of Breakspear designed to call the time on the era and rechristened the pub after a common accessory, Victorian gents. And with a common ancestry with Victorian gents, sorry. Their thinking behind was the design both reflected traditions while also thinking something that would visually lend itself to represent on a pub sign. They certainly managed to find something unique, as it's the only pub in the country with the name. Interesting. Yes, I used to live right near this place, the Pocket Watch, and the British Queen. Yeah, it was a bit infamous. It was a bit of a dive, but it had all the characters. Shepherd's Bush has become very, very, very gentrified. I lived there from 2011 till 2016, September 2016. And yeah, it was a proper QPR dive, as some people used to call it. The Christmas sweater fits. Oh, yes, mate. It's even a proper stocking. I can store things in it here, see? Yeah. And yeah, it was proper. Oh, fuck. And the beer was awful. I'd sometimes go in there after a game. And my God, if you weren't supporting the wrong side and you popped in there, you weren't likely to come out. Obviously, got taken over and it was gentrified to heck. And it's very smart, swish, and served pizza, I believe. It used to be the place where, the fisherman's shop used to come in and we'll do final runs at the end of the day, at the end of the week, to try and sell some product of shrimps or cockles and whatnot. And people, yeah, market stalls coming in, flogging stuff. And then once it got gentrified, that didn't happen anymore. It's, yeah, shame they had to change the name, but oh well. The Pineapple in Kentish Town. I love this pub. I absolutely adore this pub. And for all the four people watching, I'm talking about London pub names and why they got their names. The Pineapple. I'll talk about it after I read this. The Kentish Town pub is so named because the Leverton Street used to be on the site of the exotic fruit market ships from India would bring these strange new fruits to the UK. Oh, before being taken by traders using wooden carts to heavily part of London to be sold. Having a pineapple would be a sign of wealth. Interesting. Legend has it that the Grange around back temporary housed the London Zoo elephants. No, the garage. Sorry, the garage. Sorry, I'm having a dyslexic moment. Has had the garage temporary back had elephants from London Zoo, giraffes, and the zoo construction was delayed in Victorian era. Interesting. I love that pub. It is a pub for you, Sam. Southampton Arms is only down the road from it. That's a must come to, and try the pies while you're at it, while you're in London, if from the Southampton Arms, because they are delicious. Sorry, I'm just flicking switches there. And Southampton Arms has a lot of range of beer. Used to be 100% cask. It's changed that now. Probably smart economically to do so. But great range of cask, great range. Every brewery wants to sell their beer there because it just looks good. It's like a vote of confidence of like, yeah, you're in the Southampton Arms and you're doing all right. Also does a lot of collabs with Fierce Brew. They brew some beer with them as well. And it's also the Pineapple is also down the road from the Rose and Crown, which is perfectly decent. It's actually closer, literally down the road from Rose and Crown in Kentish Town. The Pineapple I've been to, it's good. Its beer range isn't as good as the Southampton Arms or the Rose and Crown, but it's got some good beers on there from time to time, some good old ales. It's beautiful to look at. I mean, it literally is gorgeous, old Victorian Georgian. The ceiling's up high, there's lots of space, and they put on some good Thai food. You and brother Craig need to do some more beer vids together. That would be good. I should have didn't know I was doing this. This is all very last minute. I was planning to do this, but I've had very difficult time. So yeah, this, and then after the England game, I thought, well, I might as well just do this because I've got to keep my channel alive. I'm not producing much content in the moment. The reasons of work is getting me down a bit, and I've been forced into this new video software stuff. I didn't ask for, and I did an update on my laptop, and there it is. And it looks good, but I'm still mucking around with it. I haven't got a lot of time. I'm not likely to have a lot of time, and I've got 2 videos in the bag. I want to edit, but I want to do the best job with them. So there you go. That's what's going on with me. What's going on with you? Please let me know, anyone who's watching. Like and subscribe. Can I get how many likes? How many likes? How many likes? I'm not going to do that. But yeah, the Pineapple does some all right, good Thai food. It's just a nice gaff on a residential road, and you don't see that much. That's becoming a rarity. But yeah, great pub. I should go back there. I will. All right, where am I now? Tell you what, give me a letter, and I'll look up whatever pub I find on that letter. I'm looking at something in S, and I don't see anything. I can notice. What's Sam saying? It'd also be a tough being a duo where both of you will be free to produce content. Oh yeah, S. Well, I'm on S. Oh, I'm going to move away from this S, mate, because this S is no good. Yeah. No, I don't want to say that. Oh, no, none of these pubs interest me. No. All right, this one, the Sugarloaf. I don't know this one. It's somewhere in East London. Back in the days when sugar was more expensive, a bit like now, commodity, it would come in from Sugarloaf, which was shaped and imagine something similar looking into traffic cones. Lasted until the early 1800s when they were replaced by sugar cubes and and more familiar with it looks like. It's interesting. So it used to be a sugar producing place, and now it's great. Moving on. S, a lot of pubs with S. Oh, Southampton Arms. I've just mentioned that. So nice to Sutton. I'm sorry. I am going mad. Duh. Mad duh. Mostly I'm just doing this tonight because it's never good to drink alone. I don't feel I'm alone with you people, whoever you are. Anyway, I'm going all the way. How many pubs there are with A in London? Oh, let's find out. Oh, the African Queen. Sorry, that was a lot of dead space there. Anchor Tap, the Samuel Smith's pub. Oh, Samuel Smith is a old traditional brewing company. Used to be team and related to the John Smith. John Smith and Samuel Smith used to be brothers. They split up for some reason, and they went their own ways and did their own brewing things. Samuel Smith pubs are still around today. They're like in the equivalent to Weatherspoons, best way if you know what Weatherspoons is. Oh, I assume most of you do. Slightly more pricier though. Some of the beer is all right though. As pubs usually there attract sailors who were notoriously drinkers and spend their wages in one night. Anchor Tap was a tap room for Anchor Brewery, a building of which could still be between Tower Bridge and Bullet. Very interesting. How long have I been doing this for? Oh God, there's one called the Arab Boy. That's in Putney. Oh, named after Yusuf Siri, a servant of Henry Scarfi, a local property developer who built the pub in 1849. Yusuf was later to become landlord of the pub, and after the former master left his entire estate to him. Now, Sam, just back on the whole thing about videos of Craig, I did that in the Hope pub, which I've mentioned to you, which is amazing. And going there is like going to a beer festival. And they do beer festivals every month, but when you're there on a normal day, it's like going to a beer festival. So imagine what it's like when they have a beer festival. Only problem is, it's so damn popular, beer tends to sell out within the first day. Continuing on, I'm on B now. The Bill Murray opened in 2017 to provide a permanent base in Angel Comedy Club. Oh, there you go. The Bill Murray is also a fully functional pub, open 7 days a week. There you go. The club were able to realise their dream of acquiring the venue thanks internal internet Kickstarter campaign. Officially, the pub is set to be named after William Murray. Oh yeah, Charles I childhood whipping boy. Ooh. Which quite literally meant he received punishment Charles would have received, but exempt because of the royal status. Given the comedy connection, is that what whipping boy means? I never understood. We think it would be hard for a real inspiration for the name Lost in Translation. I like that film. I've never been to Bill Murray. I've never heard of it. It's in Angel, North London. Northish London. The thing about London, everyone says, "Oh, I'm North London, West London," when they're more close to the centre of it. The further out you get into the suburbs, people tend to say that a little less because they feel less connected with the great metropolis that is this great city. Or do they? Well, let me know if you disagree. Whoever you are, like and subscribe. The Blue Post. Hang on. There are a number of blue posts in the centre of London. Yes, there are. Blue posts used historically as a form of taxi rank. There were men carrying sedan chairs would be hired to take the wealthy home for a night out. Interesting. It's like 18th century Uber, I guess. This is fucking gorgeous. And I've run out. Right. Oh, hang on. What's Sam saying? Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, it was in the Hope. Yep. I can't do pub crawls in diverse cities. Why not? Oh, can't wait. I can't wait. Yes, you can't wait. I'm going on to my next beer, which is this. Dun, 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 the one I showed you earlier, the St Austell beer. Let me just clean my glass out with my fancy water bottle. So, to those of you watching, what video content would you like me and Disco to do next? Would you like us to do any video content at all? Would you like us just to keep talking to you here, reading from a book? Oh, story time with Rasko. That's a good. I'm going to use that one, man. Does it have Belgian yeast in it? I'll let you know. Right, I just did a COVID test. I can still smell, so that's good. I've had COVID in my house recently, but I have not had it for my second time. I've only had it once. All right, hang on. A bad habit is Cornish brewed Abbey Triple. There you go. Cornwall being an area in the southwest of England. That deserves serious contemplation. This Golden Triple beer honours the great beers of Belgian monasteries, the layers of flavours that tempt in the drinks to deliver the deeper, to find the soul of the beer. Aromas of spice, yeast, banana, yes, coming through, overlay, bitterness and warming finishing, and reminds drinkers to treat the beer with appropriate reverence. Contains barley, wheat, and blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. I can't see if it says Belgium yeast. Does smell very banana-y, though. No. Hey, thank you very much for being active in the comments, Sam. Much appreciated. Anyone else, feel free, speak up. That is very banana-y. That's always very fresh and appealing when you smell a banana beer. Banana beers are very good. A lot of people think that's weird, but you get over it and it's just nice. Ooh. Ooh. Was not expecting that. Hang on. This is at 8.2%, by the way. And that is much more. I won't keep that there, actually. Still got some drink in it. Excuse me. That is very tasty. Very tasty. I was expecting a bit of kick and a bit of bite, but it's very passive. Passive in a good way. It lets you know it's there, but it's not screaming at you. It's not saying, I'm tasted. Hello. I'm here. No, it's just like, hey, yeah, have a banana. It's good firing questions, comments, and banter in chat. Makes it easier for the host. Yes, indeed, it does. I wish I'd promoted this show. I wish I had time to promote this show. But I was davering. Well, should I do this? Should I not? Well, I am doing it, and I'm having fun doing it. Here's a good one. Bourbon on Roman Road in East London. I used to live around that way, but I never went to this place. A recent entry having opened, well, I didn't live around there in autumn 2021. I lived around there in 2008. This came reflective, the theme of the pub, as a US dive bar, complete with American beers, exposed with bourbon and pictures of a soul singer. The walls of the course and plenty of varieties of bourbon. Oh my God, I've got to get my ass down there. This sounds like drinking heaven. Oh, bloody hell. Anyone got time for a bit of bourbon and whiskey? At the end of the day, plenty of peeps love you guys and will watch it back. Ah, that's nice, mate. That's nice. Thank you very much for saying that, because sometimes you do doubt. I don't like just to put my face up here. I like to give it something, hence why I'm reading from the book for you people. And I will admit, because I haven't produced content, I did feel an obligation to do something live just to get it out. And I do like producing content. I did train in TV film production. Never really made it as a career. And kind of YouTube is my, well, I don't want to say salvation, but it is something I like to do. I like communicating with people and I like beer. And so therefore I'm a win-win. Just wouldn't mind, wouldn't complain about making some money. Anyway, Brass Monkey in Vauxhall Bridge is sounding vaguely familiar. Looked in certain lights, a pub would assemble a pub on a ship, complete with its curved frontage windows. It is that theme that an earlier owner pub ran with choosing to call it. After that, what is alleged to the origin of the theme Brass Monkey, a kind of storage rack of cannonballs of ships. While this is widely now thought to be an urban myth, monkey was a term of variety guns and cannons in the 17th century. So it is understandable how the story grew up. True or not, it is certainly makes an intriguing pub name. Indeed, it does. Wow. I've had more to do with disco though. Craig, Harry, etc. I've met them all. It's so good to get to know you better too, mate. Indeed, it is. It is indeed. Oh, excuse me. I almost knocked my very expensive laptop over. And that would be disastrous because then I would go bankrupt then, as I need it for my job. Um, it's good to know. What do you do, Sam? I do have to admit, I do not know your content. I've seen your face pop up a bit, but yeah, let me know. And anyone else still watching or not watching or will be watching in the future, let me know. I'm here to talk. What I don't know, I'd like to find out about and talk to you about it. The broken drum. Sid Cup. No, forget that. Oh, go on, I said it, so I might as well. The broken drum in Sid Cup. That's deep, dark. I don't know. Sid Cup Micro Pub. Oh, opened in stores in 2015, taking its name from the pub in the first books of Terry Pratchett's legendary Discworld series. Not disco. Thankfully, the southeastern London version fared better. No, it's literally inspiration. Pratchett's version was destroyed in the Great Fire. Oh, and Moore Park, subsequently reopening as a Vermeerder Mendred drum. That's fucking some fucked up nameage there. Ooh. Right. Right. Anyway, you deal a lot with Craig. I've got a lot of time for Craig. I haven't seen him in a couple of months. I haven't seen us as GBPF. Come to think of it. Oh, that's a shame. And Harry, I haven't seen in a year now. It's always good to chat with Harry and stuff. It's always good to chat and talk with people, like you say. Disco, I ain't seen him in a few months, but I do correspond with him on pretty much a weekly basis. I do know he was at the Perryvale, a brewery near to him where I grew up in northwest London, and it is a fabulous brewery. Check them out; they're growing. I hope they're still growing, even with the economic shit going on in this world, or this country at least. They tend to produce beer from the produce in their farm near them. I don't have a YouTube channel yet, but will eventually. Yeah, go for it. I've just been part of the community for a while. Just started jumping on the streams with the guys. That's good. Yeah, Craig, my OG boy. Oh, that's nice. I've met a lot of people through following him. Yeah, that's good. In the early days, yeah, it's good. But Perryvale as a brewery, I would encourage everyone just to find out about. Um, Producing some really great beer, small local. Might well not local to me, but yeah, just get in touch. It's great beer. Just if you can visit, Craig and Disco did a video, a really long stream from outside of it, and enjoyed themselves. Okay. The case is altered. Oh my fucking god! In Eastcote, in Harrow. Several pubs across England have the most peculiar of names, each with their own theory as to how it came about. So that was my Christmas decorations falling down. Well, however, the most likely source comes from Edmund Poden, who was a Catholic lawyer living under Elizabeth I's Protestant regime. His skills as a lawyer spared his life after impressing the Queen by defending the faith. His other moments of fame came when defending a Catholic who had been accused of taking mass. However, as the trial went on, it became clear that it was conducted by a layman and not a priest, and not therefore constitutional and official mass. He is said to have said, "No priest, no mass. The case is altered." There you go. Keep looking there to where my screen is, my camera's here. So I don't get out of that. I've got to look to you, the camera, and my people. Well, person at the moment. Blah, blah, blah. Give me a letter, Sam. Give me a letter. Or anyone out there who might be watching. I don't know. Oh, the fact as well. Hang on. I used to drink there. Sometimes still do. In fact, yeah. The fact as well. Oh, free people. Hello, free people. Look, pub names. London. If you like London or you hate London, just give me a pub name or pub letter. Pub letter. Right, the fact as well. In Uxbridge, Shepherd's Bush, West London, QPR territory. A slightly cryptic name, but rather fitting when you discover the meaning. It's said to be a reference to the fact that the notorious Cambridge Five spies who were passing information to the Soviet Union 1930s to the 1950s worked at the BBC just up the road. Yeah, BBC used to be just up the road at Wood Lane. Hence, defectors and the world is for the act of joining or coming together, perhaps appropriately. We can find no evidence of them drinking here. Oh, well, the pub's just trying to get the name in, isn't it? Distillers, West London again. Named after the Hammersmith distillery, which was based nearby and opened in 1857. The distiller's building demolished in 1990 and replaced by Fulham Reach apartment. That's painful. V. Okay, I will do V. Give me a second. Anyone out there? All right, the Dodo. Right, this is another West London pub. Check this teeny weeny golden gem out. Golden gem? Diamond gem. Dodo Micropub. There are multiple layers to the names here, one being the nod to the family name of its creator, Lucy Doe, another being taking things back to an earlier era of small community-based pubs for the growth of larger establishments tailored to either sport or food. Finally, Lucy's previous career was in marketing, and she was and she had a strong vision of an illustrated dodo being part of the pub's branding. And quite frankly, why not? Hey, voice is going a bit weird there. Over to V, and I mean anyone out there who wants to. I just mean I went W. I'll tell you what, Sam, you picked a good one there because there are only a couple pubs in London called V. I won't read them all, but I'll just say they're called the Volts Tower, Viaduct Tavern, Victoria Stakes, Virgin Queen, and the Volunteer. Maybe not all the pubs, but this book is looking so heavy. Well, it's pretty thin, but it's got a lot in there. I do like this. All right, I will give you the Vault Tavern in Lower Marsh, southeast London. The punditry title referenced the Vault Theatre, which is just opposite the pub, in the unique setting of the vault under Waterloo Station. Interestingly, this was not one of the numerous misspellings of the family vault name in the opening credits of the classic BBC comedy. Oh, interesting. Viaduct Tavern, East London, named after the nearby Holborn Viaduct, which was constructed in the 1860. That's it. Virgin Queen, okay. It was a mock Tudor frontage of this pub, which led the present owners to name it after the family, our last monarch. It acquired its present title in 2015, prior to what was being called Albion Goldsmith Road. Albion in question being West Bromwich, probably one of the last things you'd be expecting to find in Hackney. The owner had ever got permission from the club to use the team's crest on the pub's exterior. The Volunteer in Baker Street. The name harks back to the Volunteer Regiment, which were found during the Napoleonic Wars. Oh, local taverns would display signs in calling it the Volunteer to sign up the army and defend the country. This tradition continued throughout the 19th century and into the 19th, and they were again used during the First World War. Interesting. There you go. That's most of the V's. Yep. No, I may have missed one, but hey, most of the V's in London for pubs. Just to get onto this, I don't like this silly culture war business. It's a war I refuse to sign up to or get involved in whatsoever. But I will say I don't agree with renaming places. I mean, I'm not going to protest against it necessarily, but there's a lot of controversial history with what this country has done, but it's history. And if you start renaming things, don't you run the risk of repeating these controversial things again and again? A small, slight tap on the shoulder, like something named after someone, might give you an opportunity to look into it and then learn something, and maybe something positive can happen. But anyway, that's just my thoughts and feelings. This is Story Time with Rasko. I so should have called it this show, not Flying Solo with Rasko. I'm not solo, I'm with you people here today. I'm only going to continue for another 10, 15 minutes or so. But anyway, give me another letter, someone, anyone. I'm really liking this. I love this book. What a find. I went to the London Museum last week when it closed. There was a DJ in there. It was a bit emotional. It's fucking freezing, but it's been freezing for a while. Well, the museum wasn't, but it's been closed down to build a nice tower block. It's right in the middle of the city centre. See, I've got a letter from Sam. Sam, you've been inspirational today. Thank you very much. This is the first ever live I've hosted by myself, by the way, and I love it. I think I should be on radio, earning lots of money, doing this type of thing. Thank you, everyone who's watched. See. This triple beer I'm drinking is delicious. So refreshing. So cutty sark. There you go. Another controversial name for you, but hey, it's history. The pub is, of course, named after the famous ship which is set on the short distance away. Cutty sark was actually nicknamed after a witch in Robert Burns' poem, Tam O'Shanter. Apparently, the owner of the ship named it after a witch, as they were unable to cross water in the poem. Interesting. I don't really understand, but okay. I'm still on C. The coconuts. Oh, go on. The coconut. It's definitely not a typo. Coconut being an earlier spelling of coconut. It's coconut. It's spelled COCOANUT. Okay, it's a fuller's pub. And Vibrant and Factory in bottom of the same street and pub is on. Backing into the Hogmills River, Factory was a major employer in the area during the mid 19th century, when the pub was renamed the former Joiners Arms in 1858. There was also a rumour that the first coconut shy took place in Kingston too. I am liking this. See, there you go. You're doing a fine job, sir. Well, thank you very much for saying so, Sam. All right. Hey, if you do a YouTube channel, be bold. Get out there, meet people, and aim to do the best you can do with what you got. That's all I can say. That's the only advice I can ever give anyone. Be bold as you like. Here's a YouTube hit for you, or YouTube recommendation. I should have done this at the beginning of the show. Love Sundays. I love this YouTube channel. It's about this bloke. He's doing camping in his van, which you're not meant to do. He's just parked because he refused to pay camping fees. Mostly based in the southwest of England, and he's just moving around Devon and Cornwall. And he's converted his van into a little livable area, and he just parks into a car park, lives in there, and then does what he does during the day, goes surfing or sightseeing or whatever. And yeah, that's what he does. And it's pretty cool. And a couple of times he has almost been caught. I think he has been caught, and it's probably going to get cut off YouTube eventually because it's quite illegal what he's doing. But look, check it out. It's good quality videos. And yeah, another good one. Rhythm and Brews, good podcast. Matching beer and music, something very cool. And they've got the Christmas special coming out soon. Another podcast, not beer related. I'm going to shout them out. Like I said, I should have said this at the beginning. Is the Film Busters? Sorry, I almost forgot. And they've shouted me out a number of times. You'd see them in the comments of the Craft Beer Channel live shows quite a lot. They do really intriguing film reviews on not just up-to-date things, but things released 20, 30 years ago. And they praise and they rip it to shreds. They rip themselves to shreds. But they're all right. They're good guys, it seems like. And might try meeting one of them up for a beer one time. Right, I'm still on C. The Chandos, I know this pub well. Sam Smith pub again is named after the Duke of Chandos, who were instrumental in developing the area of London during the 18th century. The family were the first awarded peerage way back in the 1330s. Wow. And at the time, Baron Chandos, a particular lineage, came to end in 1511 before it revived in 1554. Wow, that is very good. Oh, my voice is going a bit, but hey, that is good. Where are we with time? Oh, we're all right. For anyone who's coming in to watch this, I am just got this nice little book here, which tells me the reason why the pub is named after its whatever. Right, I'm going to just pick a random one. There we go. K. The King's Templar. No, sorry. The Knights Templar, Chandos Lane. Very boring area these days, unless you're a lawyer or a city worker. Named after the 12th century order knights who owned the land upon which the pub would be built on Chancery Lane. They were influential during the Crusades, and as well as being fighters, they were also instruments in financing and fortifications were disbanded. In 1312, after pressure from King Philip IV of France, who had a huge debt with the knights, were being subsequently cleared. Oh, God. The King of Prussia, going back to our imperial past again. It is what it is. The pub is Finchley Central. Yep, that's North London, for those who don't know. It's on the site of the pub with the same name, Prussia, the state of Germany, whose expansion were Chancellors Otto von Bergmark helped to unify Germany. Oh, that's nice. 1871. They had a king from 1701 to 1918, at the end of the First World War, I'm presuming. Yep, and the old pub was sadly demolished to make way of the office block, which currently occupies, oh, this is a sad one, site. In 1965, the pub was only reopened in 1919 after previously being a restaurant, and the owner decided to pay homage by returning to its own origin. That is fucking amazing. I love history. Honestly, I absolutely adore it. My mum brought me that book, and it's the best early Christmas present I've ever had. It's turning out to be one of my best beery pubby books. Honestly, go out, check it out. Well, I'm hope London in a what's in a London's pub name. Story behind 650 names. James Potts and Sam Cullen. Ah, brilliant. As I drink this gets a bit more bittery. Giving it a swirl. Probably should have done that at the beginning. Enthusiast, not an expert. Yeah, it's a lot of sharpness and the bitterness is gone. It's plateaued a bit. It's nice, and I've got a bit more to drink. And I'm going to finish this and bid all of you farewell for what has been an eventful and entertaining. Well, I've entertained myself. I've hoped it entertained you. Because that's another thing. If you start your own YouTube, be entertaining. Be bold and entertaining. Try something. There'll be people that rip you, but so what? Passionate about it, don't be ashamed. Nice. This is very nice drink. Good to finish up on because I'm going to bed. Well, everyone, I like to. Comments from Sam. Sam, your voice is keeping slipping your beer. Yeah. Where's the best area of London for rock music? Oh, fuck. I'm too old to answer that. I'm not. Probably is what it should always be, mate. Camden. Can't imagine, but saying that, maybe some bars and pubs over in the east. Where I live in Croydon, it used to be very, very, very big for music. Not so much now, but saying that, still got a really good music venue called the Oval Tavern. Hang on, and yeah, and yeah, that's owned by a lovely lady called Esther Sutton, who is also a Green Party councillor on council, fighting for Croydon and trying to turn things around in this area, which only gets shat on. Really, and so yeah, but yeah, Camden is probably your best bet, mate. It always has been, and Camden prides itself on that. It's not what it was, but it is what it is, and what it is ain't too bad. East or Camden, mate. That's all I can say. What about you? Where's the best place in Melbourne to go for rock music? The Oval Tavern, the Oval O O A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. All right, L M N O P. I'm on P. Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah, the Oval Tavern isn't there. How the fuck can you miss that? But I see Croydon is getting shit on again in this book. I love this book, but hey, you missed the trick there, man. Fuck. No, you're probably singing "Go to Tea." No. They account for that because you got the Owl and Hitchhiker in Archway. Meeting of Two Towers in Haven Pub. The Owl is from The Owl and the Pussycat, Edward Lear's famous poem. A nice touch, as the pub used to be called. Edward Lear and the Hitchhiker is the story. Comes and Doug Adams and Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy. So yeah, the counting for the in it and just going with the no. Right. I'll read out one more pub because this is a pub. This is one for you, Sam. No. No, no. W. Now, if this book doesn't have this one in here, I will cry. I probably won't, but I should. Well, in my heart, behind all the layers of a stone cold exterior, I will cry. You will not see me cry unless you can see me in my emotional soul, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. I'm chatting a bit of shit because I'm Rasko. I'm very good at chatting shit. I've excelled at it for 41 years. I think, oh no. Don't tell me, book. Don't tell me you don't have the Wenlock arms. You are fucking kidding me. You do not have the Wenlock arms. One of my favourite beer holes of the previous, oh dear, almost, yeah, some time ago. The Wenlock Arms used to be a brilliant pub, just located off Old Street Station. Old Street used to be quite hip. Now it's like the Silicon Valley of London. I don't like Old Street anymore. I'll be honest. It's just I don't find it relatable. But I used to love it, say 15 years ago, and I always used to go to Wenlock Arms. The Wenlock Arms has changed hands, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I prefer how it was because it was old proper London. I mean, you felt like you're going back in time in that place. You still do to some extent, but not as much now. Where you used to, yeah, and I used to have the best jazz and blues. I don't know, in London, dare I say, going on a Saturday night, and it used to proper old East End pub, and more as gentrification used to come in. It used to change, and there's a few YouTube videos on Wenlock Arms. and he used to have the best ale selection. And you got to bear in mind, when I was going there, this was like before the craft beer revolution, um, and the fucking cask was amazing. Now it's changed a bit, and there's a bit more keg, it's a bit more cask. Sandwiches back then were amazing. He used to sell out of the salt beef within minutes. Um, could not get enough of it. But it started to wear and tear, and the carpet disintegrated, and it fell under. It went dead. It was about to get knocked down, but it got listed, and it was still going to get knocked down. And some exterior kept up, and they managed to save it, and it got under new ownership, and they kind of gentrified it a little bit, not too much, a little bit off the beaten track of Old Street, hidden away. Lots have changed. Love the place still, but not as much as I used to. That is what it is. Anyway, Slurpee. Oh, hello. VC. Oh, Slurpee's in. Melbourne's pretty good for music. That's good. Slurpee. Hello. Tell me something new, Slurpee. Slurp. Hello. Right. Yeah. If you don't tell me something new, I'm going home. I'm here for another. I'm going to go at 1:20, unless you tell me something new. To tell you what I think about London, I don't love this city anymore. I used to. I'm too much of a fuddy-duddy now. I think I've always been a fuddy-duddy, but now I've got the right to be a fuddy-duddy because I'm thinking I'm at the right age to be a fuddy-duddy now. But I don't like it because it doesn't feel old anymore. And I always loved that old historical greatness that he came from something. It is trying to be too flash and too new all the time. And a lot of the old buildings have been knocked down. And they're saying, oh, these are buildings. London started knocking. The buildings are saying they're knocking down with like buildings built after the war because the Blitz was so bad. Well, it's not entirely true. London started knocking old historic buildings down a good 2 decades before the war, part of a regeneration, repurposing thing. And I hate it. London has always sold itself out in some ways. I hate the sky rises in London. I mean, they look impressive, but at the same time, I hate them because they're old. And London is increasingly becoming more of a high-rise city. It's going a bit more like Manhattan, but worse because Manhattan's like a grid which allows light through, and our streets are not built like that. So yeah, that's why I'm. Yeah, thank you, Sam. Thank you, you've been great. So yeah, that's it. And with that, the drinking culture changes. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, so to line you up to tell you what we were doing, there will be a few more live shows throughout the year, this remainder of this year. One of which will be Beer of the Year and Pub Brewery of the Year from myself. Disco might contribute to it. I don't know. And there'll be 2 other shows before that. I'm hoping to do 3 shows before the year's out. And then maybe an announcement of what happens next. I am Rasko. I am happy that you came to watch this, whoever you are, whatever you are. Big up to you, Sam. If you do a channel, where I hope to collaborate with you some birthday. This is delicious. Drink this. Drink good stuff. Be happy. Look after yourself. Bye.